Microplastics, they're everywhere. They're in the clothes we wear, the food we eat, and the water we drink. And scientists are working to understand what those tiny particles may be doing in our bodies. And now researchers at the University of Cincinnati have received more than $3 million to take a closer look at the growing concern here and the potential impacts of microplastics on our heart health. Joining me today to discuss this groundbreaking research and what it could mean for all of us is Dr. Wang and Dr. Caldwell. Thanks so much for being here with us, guys.
Glad to be here.
I was telling you in the break, I have been obsessed with this topic because it is very scary to think about what could be happening. Dr. Wang, talk to us about microplastics. Exactly what are they and how common are they in what we're exposed to?
So microplastics are these tiny plastic particles that's present in the environment. And they are really small. They are measured in micrometer or nanometer. So 1 micron is about 1/100th of the width of a human's hair. And they are widely spread in the environment, and there's well-documented human exposure to microplastic.
And probably for years we've been exposed to them, right?
Presumably, yes.
Okay. Dr. Caldwell, I'm bringing you in here quickly. What are some of the sources of microplastics in our daily lives?
Yeah, there are many sources of here, and three major sources are especially this painting outside the buildings everywhere, okay? That contribute huge amount of about maybe 4 to 6 million tons every year. Second, all the daily products, daily plastic products. Third is clothing. About 60 to 70% of any clothing is microplastics here. Batches, clothing, everything. We all have right now microplastic, plastic clothing here.
Dr. Wang, talk to us about what have studies found so far about microplastics in the human body, because it seems like we really can't escape them.
That's very true. They are widely spread, present in the environment. And to add what Dr. Caldwell was saying, the major source of human exposure to microplastic is through ingestion. Food, beverage, water, and the second biggest source of exposure is inhalation. Because they are so small, we're not talking about like chunks of plastic, right? They are tiny particles. They basically act like dust and they're suspended in the air, and we breathe them in. We are at the very early stage of understanding the health effect of microplastic exposure. But even for the amount that we do know, there's enough reason to think that human exposure to microplastics is linked to some kind of adverse health effect.
And talk about, UC just got a $3 million grant to expand the research on microplastics and the heart specifically. Talk about the research you all plan to do.
So we're going to address three major questions in the project. Number one, we're going to try to address how do microplastics affect the function, the property of the heart. The second major question is we want to figure out how does exposure to microplastic can potentially worsen the outcome following a heart attack. You know, a heart attack affects about 1 million individuals in the US every year, and is a major source of mortality, death, and the various kind of heart issues. And thirdly, we're trying to figure out what's the mechanism underlying the toxicity of microplastics. And Dr. Caldwell here, he's an expert analytical chemist. He's going to tell us, upon exposure using animal models, right, where do the microplastics end up with? Where are they present in the body? At what concentration? Which is a critical question in the field.
And Dr. Caldwell, I'm sure a lot of people like myself want to know, how can we reduce our exposure to them?
That's a good question. Actually, first, in daily life, reduce, for example, drinking water. Maybe instead of drinking tap water, bottled water, drink tap water. Tap water has less microplastics here. Second, instead of using plastic cutting board, use a wooden board if possible, because whenever you cut something, it's consuming some plastic here. And unfortunately, food, it's there and there's no way, but try to reduce as much as possible by not using plastic containers. Plastic was that place. Also, if you have take out plastic in a plastic container, don't put it in the microwave because you're going to get more plastic coming in by heating it. Yes.
I'm sitting here like,
Yes.
oh
Yes.
no.
I'm sure yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay, Dr.
Yes,
Wang, Dr.
yes,
Cavell, thanks
yes,
so much, and
yes.
thanks for the
Thanks so
research you
much,
all
yes,
are
yes,
doing
yes.
on this important topic.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, so there is hope. We'll get to that in a minute. We'll have more on our website, WLWT.com. But let's